Hello and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Let's continue with the Abbey Grange affair as our next and fourth case out of six, I think. Last episode we started the case, and I think there was very little to go off though in that regard. The current task is Holmes receives an urgent late night summon from Inspector Lestrade. Something is wrong at the Abbey Grange. It appears to be a case of murder. Yeah. We get a new letter?
This is where I keep my post.
Alright. I guess. Okay, I can't go to Baker Street yet. Watson, why can't I go to Baker Street?
The letter is on the table, Holmes.
Ah,
You should take a look.
read the table. The letter. That makes sense.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B. I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Alright. Well, you can sort of see inside of it a bit. You probably wouldn't even need to break the wax seal to read quite a bit of it.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Abbey Grange, Marsham, Kent, 3:30 a.m. My dear Mr. Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I found it, but I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Lestrade. Okay.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Alright, let's go to Abbey Grange. Through the woods, apparently.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
The fact that you said that is how it went down, Lestrade, makes me think that it's probably wrong.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
She's the killer. Fresh bruises. Yep. Pale cheeks. A gold brooch. Kangaroo and emu. Australian origin. Elegant dress. A wedding ring. And old bruises. Okay.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Okay. Something missing?
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
What do you mean I can see for myself? I don't know what was there originally.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one.
I mean, Sherlock
Was there
probably
anything
does, to be
specific
fair.
that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
I mean, the thing is, the old bruises can come from him being not a nice man when he was drunk.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you... Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Well, why did you marry him then?
Your ladyship? Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Certainly, sir. Wrinkles. Fairly old. Dirty hands. Working hands, yeah, I guess that's fair enough. A handkerchief with a vinegar smell for resuscitation. Okay. And a coffee stain.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw three men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
It's not a lot, but okay. Let me see, what is this? Newspaper. The Times. Family business booming. The Randall gang is back on the street. Less than a fortnight ago, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls as they are known, made their reappearance by way of a brutal but successful intrusion into one of the wealthier homes in Sydenham. The police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being kept confidential, including that of the name of the victim. A witness was able to provide a precise description of all three men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile on this family of delinquents. We would take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band, and to provide the full description as it is available at this moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, being a family of three, a father and his two sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s and already grey-haired, while of average height and build. Being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over his sons, both of whom are close in age, but very different in appearance. The first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered, with a small, disproportionate hat. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, is of a somewhat weaker constitution and is as skinny as a rake. The gang is wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for the exceptionally brutal pirate career they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert and may your valuables stay safe.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming she would have read that, though. Oh, picture. Oh, scratches. I didn't see them.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
I certainly shall, but before that I'll check out the rest of the room.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Oh, which one indeed? Does it say anywhere? Oh, Rock of Gibraltar, Adelaide.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Interesting. We've just taken their picture. Anything else in here? No? No. Lady Brackenstall, please open the safe.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it.
We'll figure it out, Sherlock.
Your ladyship? Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
All right.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Relation currently unknown.
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
That is fine. Oh,
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
can't look at any of the letters that are strewn about the tables here.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
I thought you already did. Well, I might. There's this lead. Outside into the garden. Well, we'll have a look at that later. What else is in this room?
The hunting scene.
Yes.
Antique hunting weapons.
You like this hunting, apparently. A big mess.
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Possibility. Oh, the candlestick.
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Very interesting. What else? Oh, there's one missing.
A bottle of wine is missing here. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
That makes it look more like someone trying to cover up, or not covering up, someone trying to blame the Randall brothers for this.
The hunting scene.
Because after all, the only person that even saw them here is Lady... What's her name? Brack something.
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. A deer hunt.
Mantelpiece. Cut bell rope.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Okay. I don't know what a bell rope is for.
So, Watson,
Oops.
what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
A
Right.
fur trader's cabin.
Have a look at that body.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow. That must be the murder weapon.
Oh, so that's what a poker is. Okay.
Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon.
What else do we have? There's a lot of plus ones. Oh, there's something else. Oh, the fireplace.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Would the grate be so withstanding that it could not even budge under probably about 90-kilogram human falling onto it? I don't know. Maybe.
The death was instant.
Yes, it was. Okay. Inspect the room where Lady Brackenstall is resting, or inspect the crime scene in the dining room. I think we've done both, so let's have a look at our deductions. Bent poker, fireplace grate, dead body. There you go. Okay. Criminals identified, Randalls are well known. Violent behavior from Australia? No. I mean, not surprising. Oh, alright. And I think the rest, yeah, that's about it. Alright. So either the robbery is faked and the whole story invented in order to blame Sir Eustace's death on the Randalls, or the testimonies and evidence match and point to the Randall gang. I can't actually go out of this. Oh, I can. Right mouse. Okay. Could have been due to his accidentally striking his head on the fireplace grate, or the death of Sir Eustace could have been due to a poker blow. Let me actually look at the poker. Let me have another look at that. There's no blood on it.
That must be the murder weapon.
With no blood on the poker. He's got to have been... Okay, okay. I'm starting to understand what might have happened here. And with that, I mean, I have one working theory. Which is, they, and by they I mean him and his wife, were fighting over something. He might have been drunk, he might have been rowdy. She pushed him. He fell onto the fireplace grate, hit his head, died immediately. She was like, oh god, what do I do now? And then she remembered she had read in a newspaper article about this group of thugs, bandits, the Randalls. So she plotted a murder plan, not a murder plan, a plan, a cover-up, and decided, okay, I'm gonna like throw a bit of silverware around and then take some and hide it somewhere. And then I'm gonna bind myself to a chair after, you know, giving myself a wound somehow, you know, some bruises. Then I'm gonna potentially scream, do something to get the maid's attention. And then everything's gonna be fine. The Randalls are gonna be blamed. Perfect. So that's my working theory currently. I'm gonna explore the garden now. Doesn't have to be true, but I do think it's a pretty likely scenario. I realize I would probably be maybe not the best detective, considering well, I guess it's also just because it's a game. Where I'm like, okay, this is the obvious solution, so it can't be that. Let's go for, looks for something else. Alright. Is there literally nothing here? We have anything? Really, anything? Oops, not that. That's what I meant to press. Can I see anything? Not really. That's just into here again, okay.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much, she
Brackenstall.
deserves some rest. Please leave my Mary alone. Please leave my Mary alone.
Alright.
Have you found any interesting clues yet, Mr. Holmes?
Yes, but apparently not enough for the game to continue. Alright, sure. Let me use my deductions then. Fireplace, great. And blamed. Okay. Didn't necessarily help advance the investigation. That means I must have missed something. Let me have another look around these two rooms.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Okay. Oh, 15. Five. 17. Medical report. Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of a hepatic decompensation. The last time that we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There is a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Then there are the lung abscesses that we have discussed. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of an evolving cirrhosis. There are also signs of ascites, fluid in the peritoneal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. Pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal and fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I'm available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatment options.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Yeah.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
You want to talk about that?
Please
No.
leave my Mary.
Lestrade?
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight.
Right, he
Another
deserved
day
to
he
die.
threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
I feel like I've looked at that already, but sure. Wait. Okay, just open. Is there anything else in here? Oh, glasses.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
What is beeswing?
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
I'm assuming bee's wing is nothing to do with the wing of a bee.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed. Chateau Calon Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
Right. Anything else around the table? No. Anything else near Watson?
A hunter scene.
This house feels rather sinister. I can't say that I like it here.
It's alright. What I wanted to do, that's what I wanted to do. 2 glasses. Glass with bee-swing. Spectre's tail, violent behavior, yeah. Yeah, these two don't make sense. Oh, there we go, crashed. The crash was nice though, because it allowed me to actually look up what bee-swing is. And it's just a byproduct of winemaking, so it's not unusual for it to be in a wine glass. There are 2 people drinking wine out of these glasses. The remaining glass with the bee-swing consisted solely of the dregs from the other 2 glasses. That's possible. But really, I wouldn't know. Actually, I might be able to know. I mean, that's clear. Let me actually take one more look at the glasses.
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
There is also traces of wine there. That being said, for these glasses, there's a clear, like, indication that the wine has been up there. Like, that's how you would pour wine. Like, you tilt the wine glass and then you pour wine into it. Very shallowly, I guess. And this has the same markings, but this one doesn't. There's literally only remnants of wine at the very bottom. So that, again, makes me think probably is a case of 2 people. And the remaining glass with the bee-swing consisted solely of the dregs from the other 2 glasses. All seems very clear so far to me. Inspect the crime scene in the dining room. What have I still missed? Oh, there's
A
a
fur
picture.
trader's cabin.
Gotta be something more that I've still missed. Oh. Ah, the chair. Ah, right. That makes sense.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Sailor's knots. And we just conveniently, about 10 minutes ago, found a picture of Lady Brackenstall and her maid at a harbour. Well, yes, again, always the same explanation. The other guys were pirates, so, well, they'd know sailor's knots, presumably.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
Right. Let me have a look. Yeah, I need to analyze it. And these are dialogue options. Right. Watson, I don't think you've got anything else
This
to say.
house feels-
No. Right. Lady Brackenstall. I need to talk to you.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand.
Of course they did.
They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Mm-hmm.
Your ladyship? Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behavior.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Okay. Anything you want to
I've
talk about?
searched outside for footprints without any luck.
Of course. No personal life from Australia. Yeah, fairly obvious. Okay. Little possibility that she or her maid are acquainted with anyone in the country. Lady is acquainted with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar. I mean, so far we have nothing to suggest that. Right. Let's go back to our house. She could be acquainted with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar, but how are we supposed to know? We have no evidence regarding that. At least I don't. Maybe Sherlock does. Right, examine the rope.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope.
Scissors.
The fibers from this
No.
cut appear to be different.
Cutters.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
A knife. Yeah, that looks
If
good.
I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay. Sharp knife, knotted rope. The rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly in sailor's knots. That could indicate that the intruder had a sailor's background. Okay.
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
Toby, wanna go for a walk?
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Do we now? Okay. She really does nothing else but stand there. Right. Collect Toby from Baker Street and follow the scent trail. Alright.
Search, Toby.
Okay. Run, Toby, run. Leads outside. Open the door, master. It's over there. And then out this gate. Oh, that's not a gate, that's a shed.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
How do I exit Toby mode? Or, well, the descent just continues over there, I guess. Oops. I'm not supposed to exit Toby mode yet. He threw something into the well.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
They threw themselves down the well. And over here.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Because they had to dispose of stuff. Let me find what's inside of this shed. A hook?
This hook might be useful.
I love how he's just taking stuff. Yeah, I might need it. Might.
Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest. Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
And
This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
right. Oh, they needed the hook to get whatever it is out of or into the well, maybe?
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
It seems fairly obvious.
The bucket can be easily removed.
Off you go. Oh, there you go. Is that silverware?
Silverware?
There we go.
This is hardly a coincidence.
Nope.
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Stolen, in quotation marks. Anything by the wall that we should look at?
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
I take that as a no then. Right. Silverware found. Criminals identified. Imitated robbery. What is this? I mean, it's fairly obvious. If it might already lead us to the end of the case if we say acquainted with a sailor, which would be very quick. But let me look around more. Right. I guess this is the point where we talk to Lady Brackenstall and are like, hey, here's your silverware. Any comments?
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship? We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Indeed. I think what we... Well, I've pretty much been convinced of my story since about 3 minutes into the case. But I think what we're trying to look at now is if Teresa is an accomplice or if she just had nothing to do with it.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
I'd actually like to take one more look at that photograph if I can. Can I? Okay. Right, there's nothing that really helps me out there. Investigate the murder at the Abbey Grange. It appears that there is nothing more to this. I think I've found everything I had to find. So now all that's left to do is this. She could be acquainted with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar. Thing is, I have no evidence of this, but at the same time, almost everything else points to her being the guilty party. Now, she may not herself be, you know, maybe Teresa is a sailor as her maid? I don't know, but we're gonna go with that anyway. Huh? These contradict? Is that why they're red? Because... What if I say no acquaintance? And they don't contradict anymore. And they lead to domestic accident. Which says, the death of Sir Eustace was an accident caused by a struggle with his wife. Is what I wanted to do. But why? I don't quite get then why it would be. No, I don't quite get that part. Wait. Yeah, that's what I... Wasn't that what I clicked? Did I click something wrong by accident earlier? That is what I meant to have clicked. Okay, never mind. Oh no, it was this that I changed. Right. Why is if she's acquainted with a sailor? Why does that take that out of it? I guess the point is that the game is trying to make is if there is a third person that could have tied her knots so that there's a third, I guess? I guess that's what the game is trying to get at. Whereas if you say this, then it's obvious that it would have been her maid who would have had to tie her knots or, you know, tie her to the chair. Because she wouldn't have been able to do that herself, obviously. Alright. I guess that makes sense. Now this is a difficult decision. Because, quite honestly, I don't necessarily blame her for accidentally killing her husband. It was definitely self-defense, that is true. The problem is, she then tried to cover it up. And the bigger problem is, even though the Randall brothers are criminals, they try to blame a third party for a crime they had committed. Honestly, if they had said, okay, sorry, it was self-defense, my husband died, I pushed him, he hit his head, I couldn't do anything, I'd be like, okay, yeah, it was unfortunate circumstances, self-defense, okay, I'm gonna let you off. But the whole scheme of, you know, we're gonna make an elaborate plan to, you know, blame someone else and then try to deceive the investigators, that makes me go, no, honestly, off you go.
I have reached my conclusion, Lestrade. I regret that your culprits are in the next room.
Lady Brackenstall and her maid?
Yes, and their mise-en-scene after the death of Sir Eustace can only point to premeditation.
Yep.
That's terrible. Follow me. I'm going to arrest them. Ladies, I must arrest you both for the murder of Sir Eustace.
What? But that's impossible. We are innocent. Madam.
You'll tell that to the judge. Come with me now.
You were making a serious mistake, Inspector. You too, Mr. Holmes, which is rather surprising of you.
Or rather, impossible.
Right, so that was the wrong decision then. Which is curious, because literally everything points to it. And you know, in the past cases, in the two that I've gotten wrong, there were some instances where I was like, I don't really know about this, but that is, I guess, the one that makes more sense. And this one, I was like, yeah, obviously this, obviously that, obviously that. It seemed very obvious. Now, if I hold it, yeah, I didn't find 2 clues. Huh. That's the first time I didn't find all clues. That is, interesting as well. Alright. But where could I have missed clues? Like, I completed all tasks. I went through every room multiple times. I combined everything I had to combine. I guess I might have missed something in the garden? But still. Alright, either way, we'll accept our decision. Honestly, I don't mind the outcome. I say I don't mind the outcome, even though knowing it was wrong, but made sense to me. Right. The Kew Gardens drama. Again, we'll watch the intro, and then we're going to end it there.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Alright, that's going to be case number 5. And we're going to get into that in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.